Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New, man. It is Thursday. I do apologize for not coming at you guys the past couple of days as promised, but it's been a tumultuous past couple of days, to say the least. It's been a lot of things going on. As you all know, I got some stuff going on with my son being incarcerated, just trying to fight some court battles and things of that nature. And then my brother, he was carjacked a couple nights ago at gunpoint, got a lot of his possessions and things taken from him, so just had to be there for him through his time of need, and things just been kind of crazy, man. So y'all just keep positive blessings, man, coming my way, and as always, I keep positive blessings coming y'all way and everything like that. Had to jump on this slab, you understand what I'm saying? Had to get a rental car and go down here and take care of some business, man, to help out my people. So I'm gonna be doing that for the next couple of days, if you was wondering. But you know, I know a couple of people have been asking about, you know, me finishing my countdown. I promise you all, I have not forgot. I might get a chance this evening to do that. You know, I like being prepared. I just don't want to come on here just saying anything, but I do have a list. You know, I went through the top 30, and I do have a list, so it is coming at you soon. There's a few things I did want to chime in on. Of course, I didn't get to come and give you all my post analysis of the game the other night, where we all know Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis combined, I think, for over 75 or 80 points. So the big three, as they all say, definitely had a great game, and all of them were able to contribute. Of course, it was LeBron James in the fourth quarter, I want to say, who had 14 in the fourth quarter just to finish everything off. But the energy from him being at the age he is, man, I don't care what anybody say. Nobody at that age has ever done what he's done. And I don't care if it was Jordan. We know he came back and what he averaged for the Wizards, but I watched his whole career and I saw what he looked like when he did play. And of course, he had that great shot and the finesse and the turnaround and everything else as far as his fadeaway was going. But as far, and I know he blocked some shots off the backboard and was still able to jump here and there. But at the end of the day, the athleticism that remains with LeBron James, I mean, him saving the ball on one end of the floor and running back down and finishing a fast break with a reverse dunk on the other end of the floor is phenomenal at that age. And so I knew when LeBron came back, the Lakers hadn't lost since he came back, had he? And I know it's against, you know, smaller teams like Oklahoma City and, you know, Houston. And speaking of the Houston game, it shouldn't have been that close at the end. I know there was a lot of exchanging the pleasantries, and Westbrook even gave one of the Houston players his jersey and signed it. And, you know, after the game, they were shaking hands, but there was no pleasantries exchanged from a one LeBron James, because you could tell he was pissed off. Excuse me. You could tell that he was pissed off about that game being that close, because they was up by 8 with like maybe a minute or so to go, and to allow Houston to hit 2 threes and cut the lead to 2, and then for what's my guy Monk to step to the line, who actually hadn't scored the past 3 games at all, for him to step to the line and just go 1 for 2 for the line, you know, which he really could have put the game away by sinking both free throws and putting them up by 4, but he did not. He only made 1 or 2, allowing it to still be a game. Actually, no, that would have put them up by 3, and worst case scenario would have tied. So actually he hit 1 or 2. That only put them up by 2. So actually Houston could have tied with a 2, but they elected to not have it. Of course, they didn't have any timeout, so they didn't have much of a choice, but they elected to go for the 3, which I think maybe they could have forced the issue, maybe got the ball down inside the paint, but they're a jump shooting team anyway. They starting to look real good, and I'm telling you, Mart's son, Kenyan Martin Jr., man, the boy is looking fabulous. You know, big ups to him, and they got a young team. I think, you know, before it's all said and done, they had 3 first-round picks this year. So it's a bright future ahead for Houston. And, of course, as you all know, I know everybody saw my boy Ja Morant do his thing, of course, with the Memphis Grizzlies. I plan on being in attendance on that game when Memphis take on the Los Angeles Lakers. So I will be doing a pregame show live from the FedEx Forum downtown, you know, on Beale Street. So you know how that go. So everybody tune in for that. That'll be coming up here soon. But at the end of the day, the Lakers are exactly who I thought they were. Carmelo Anthony, of course, is unstoppable at home in the comforts of the Staples Center. Like I said, it's a crowd favorite, and nobody, I mean, on the road, he's not shooting as well, but you got to think, that's going to start to fall too. So the Lakers are a dangerous team. So when you can ever have, see, at all times, think about this. I keep telling you all, a dynamic duo is enough to win the championship. You don't need a big three. You don't need a big three because, and think about this, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, dynamic duo. Westbrook and Anthony Davis, dynamic duo. Then you can have on your bench, you can have Westbrook with a Carmelo. So at any time you could have 2 future Hall of Famers on your team, on the floor at one time, and sometimes even 4 of them. Just depending on how you want to do that. I still feel like Westbrook and LeBron are learning each other. I did see Westbrook play off to the ball and LeBron find him on some cuts and vice versa. But LeBron more of a on-the-ball player, isolation player, and so is Westbrook. But one thing they keep saying is for Westbrook to beat Westbrook. So at the end of the day, even with LeBron on the floor, if Westbrook can continue to attack the paint, then that's only going to spell LeBron to have him more energy. And you can see in that 4th quarter, because of that, LeBron was able to just dictate his way. And for the most of the part, LeBron was being passive, getting most of his teammates involved throughout the night. And then on the 4th quarter, when he scored them 14 points, that's when he decided just to take it upon himself. And that's when the lanes really started to open because they was used to him driving, passing. And you got to think, man, it's no team in basketball that has a LeBron James IQ on it to be able to get teammates open looks the way he was. So even Austin Reeves can knock down open shots. Ken Bazemore can knock down open shots. Malik Monk can knock down open shots. Carmelo Anthony can knock down open shots. And back to what I was saying before about Anthony Davis starting at the center and spreading the floor. I mean, the way he's shooting from 3, that's not necessarily spreading the floor. He can spread the floor in the sense to where, you know, he can hit that 17 to 18-foot jump shot and bring some of the bigs outside the paint. But he has definitely not been an effective 3-point shooter ever since the injury. I hadn't just really seen him, really since the bubble, be efficient or effective from out in 3-point range. So that right there, I don't know for sure what's going on there. Maybe he can get better. LeBron, you know, went 1 of 16 going into that game and shot terrible, even though he started off the year great from beyond the arc. But he did well in that game, and if I'm not mistaken, hit 3 out of 5, which was helping his percentages out. And he's not doing as bad from the free throw line this year. They got another easy game, I want to say tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken, against OKC. So another mediocre opponent. But let's not forget OKC, they were up by 26 on OKC and ended up losing that game. But that was because they didn't have LeBron James, because you know that shit wouldn't have happened if LeBron James was playing. So LeBron James will be back, and there's no way in hell they will lose to OKC. So then just like that, they'll be in the top 3 or 4 in the West, and everybody can just calm their little ass down. Of course, Utah is the top, and they looking good, just like they did last year. They're going to continue to spread they the new Golden State Warriors. Golden State was looking good too, but you saw what happened to them. John Moran and the Memphis Grizzlies took them out to hang them their first loss of the year on the L column. But Golden State, the way they moving the ball, the way Jordan Poole is stepping up right now, I mean, they playing real good basketball. Klay Thompson get back, he going to bring you something on both ends of the floor as far as being a defensive shutdown specialist. Don't know how well he'll be able to do that coming off, of course, his second major injury and having not played in 2 years. But I just hope he can get healthy. I think Golden State will be a team to reckon with just because they're well coached. The way they pass the ball, I don't think Draymond Green gets enough credit for what he does on the defensive end of the floor. I know he touted himself as one of the greatest defensive players of all time, if not the greatest. I won't go that far, but he definitely has an IQ level. And if you even go back to the Olympics, everybody want to give all the praise and glory to Kevin Durant for winning this past Olympics, which of course he did lead in scoring and did a great job as usual. But it was Draymond Green who really made a lot of defensive plays and anchored that defense and barked out the assignments and got people in position and did what he had to do, not only filling the lanes, but dropping back when he knew to drop back into coverage, taking away some of the back doors and the things that the foreign players like to do. So you got to give Draymond his props on that, and he is a great part. And he might not show up on the stat sheet, you understand what I'm saying? But just like look at Dennis Rodman, Hall of Famer, and then show up on the point side on the stat sheet. But the way Draymond is being able to assist for a big man in his position, that makes the Golden State Warriors offense very effective. So of course it's not a Golden State video. I'm not trying to get off on a tangent, but I'm just saying the Lakers will have to be weary, I think, of Golden State and Utah in the West. And as far as any other team, I don't think Portland, Memphis, Denver, Phoenix. Even though Phoenix spanked them earlier this year, the Lakers still weren't used to playing good together, you know. So with all that being said, you know, I just feel like that Memphis has a better chance. I think Memphis has I'm sorry, y'all, I was getting the call, so that really threw me off. But I'm going to come back at y'all later on. But I just wanted to say that, you know, the Lakers, to me, is still going to win the championship this year. LeBron is still going to get 2 more rings. But I'm going to come back here in a little bit because I got a lot of driving to do. So I'm going to come back here in a little bit. I got to make a phone call. I'm going to come back here in a little bit, and I got to talk about some things that's been going on with that Scottie Pippen book. So if y'all want me to come back with another video today talking about Scottie Pippen and, you know, the things he said about Michael Jordan, how I feel about it, let me know, because I'll be more than happy to do so. But as always, man, it's been your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real, and much love to the haters. I'm out.